Hi there! In this quick tutorial, I'll show you how to create a custom size chart using the SmartSize app for Shopify. Let's get started. First, log into your Shopify admin. On the left-hand menu, scroll down and click on Apps. Then open SmartSize. From here, click on Size Charts to view your existing charts or create a new one by clicking Create Size Chart in the top right. You can start with a blank template or choose from one of the ready-made ones, like women's dresses, men's shirts, kids' wear, and more. In this example, we'll work with the Dress Women template. To begin, give your chart a name. Under Status, you'll see that the chart is currently in draft mode. You'll only be able to activate it after it's linked to a product or collection, so we'll come back to this step at the end. On the right panel, you'll see a live preview that updates in real time as you make changes. Next, scroll down to the Size Chart Components section. If you want to divide your size chart in multiple sections, you can add tabs to keep things organized. For example, you could add your measurement instructions in a separate tab. Simply add the title of the tab and click on Save. You can now start adding content to that new tab in the sections below and preview your changes in the live preview by selecting the newly created tab. To keep this tutorial short, we will create a simple size chart with no tabs. Next, decide if you want to give your size chart a header. Some stores like to add some short explanations, but it is really optional. Leaving this out gives you a nice, clean, and simple size chart. Next, let's move to the size chart component. This is where you build the actual table. If you prefer to hide the preview to have more space for editing, click on Hide Preview button or the expand icon within this section. You can easily edit the rows and columns to include measurements like bust, waist, hips, or any other values specific to your product. You can add columns, rows, delete them, or undo your changes. You can rename headers, rearrange the order, and adjust sizes as needed. And if your data is stored in a spreadsheet, simply copy it from there and paste it in the size table editor. Very important. If you wish to add columns that don't relate to measurements, for example, international sizes, always add 2 asterisks after the title in the header. This will ensure that these values remain fixed and are not converted between centimeters and inches in case you add a conversion toggle. Now let's move to the automatic unit conversion. Let me display again the live preview. At the top of the table, you'll see a toggle for inches and centimeters. SmartSize supports automatic unit switching, which means shoppers can choose their preferred unit on the storefront. If you'd rather keep the chart fixed in one unit, you can simply disable the toggle. If you enable the toggle, just make sure you select the unit you used when entering the measurements, either inches or centimeters, so the chart is accurate. Now let's scroll down to the measurement instructions. First, you can add a visual guide by uploading your own image from your computer. Alternatively, you can click on View Images to choose one of the images that you may have used previously. SmartSize stores all your images to enable you to create faster size charts in the future. Finally, you can explore new images in SmartSize Image Library, where you will find templates for women, men, kids, garments, and even pets, all grouped by category to make it easy to find the right one. Once you have found a good image, download it into your computer and upload it by clicking on Add Image. Your image will appear right in the chart. Underneath the image, there's a space to write measurement instructions. This is where you can describe how and where to measure, like tips for measuring the bust, waist, or inseam, so your customers feel confident ordering the right size. Next is the optional footer section. You can use this to add any extra information, like notes about fit, sizing recommendations, or return policies. Let's move into the layout section now. This is where you choose how the chart is arranged visually. You can select the overall width, mini, medium, or full width. These changes cannot be seen in the live preview. You will need to visit your actual store to see the real size chart width. But for this, you need to have activated the size chart, so we recommend tweaking this only at the end, once your size chart is published in your store. You can choose the layout of your size chart on desktop and mobile. This will determine the order of elements, table, image, and instructions. The live preview will instantly update so you can see what works best for your product. If you want to add a little more interactivity, you can also turn on animations, for example, fading in or sliding into view, for a more dynamic experience. Now let's look at the scale feature. This adds a helpful slider to indicate how a product fits, such as run small or fits true to size. You can customize the labels and add a tooltip to explain what the scale means. If your store is available in multiple languages, you can turn on the multi-language option. This allows you to define the language of the chart and make sure customers see it in the right version based on their locale. Important: this is not automatically translating your size chart. It only allows you to define its language. If you use a translation app, you do not need to modify anything in this section. Simply leave it as is. Next up is the global styling section. These settings apply to all your size charts and help keep your store design consistent. You can choose whether or not to display the product title in the chart. You can also choose where the chart appears on the product page, left-aligned, centered, or right-aligned, depending on your store's layout. This is also a setting that is not reflected in the live preview. You can only see it in your store once your size chart is live. You can also adjust the borders of your size table. There are 3 different options. My clear favorite is the first option. It looks simple, modern, and elegant in all stores. Next, let's move on to the size chart color. Here's where you can fully match the style of your store. You can choose the color for the header, the font in the header, and the zebra lines. There is also a hidden feature, SmartSize Focus. This allows customers to select a value as they measure themselves. Make sure you choose a light color here for better contrast. Finally, you can also set the font style, either using SmartSize's default or matching your store's theme. By default, your theme style is selected, but this, you will only see it once you preview the size chart in your store. In this section, you can also swipe the slider to adjust the font size. Now let's talk about linking products, which is a key step. You'll see a section called Link to Products. From here, you can search, filter, and select the products or collections where you want this size chart to appear. You can link your size chart to one or multiple products and one or multiple collections. For now, I will just link it to one product. Once linked, the chart is ready to go live. So now we can scroll back to the top and change the status from draft to active. You'll see a confirmation message at the bottom. Size chart is now active. To preview it live, click View Your Store and navigate to one of the linked product pages. Alternatively, you can navigate to the Link to Products section and directly click on the product you want to view in your store. You'll see your chart styled and displayed exactly how you set it up, responsive and fully optimized for all screen sizes. And that's it! You've now created and launched a fully customized SmartSize chart, complete with unit switching, visual guides, styling, layout control, and product linking. This one's thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.